Welcome back to the very unofficial travel guides. I'm Morgan, and today we're going to explore the Norwegian Jade cruise ship. Welcome back to another cruise ship tour video. Like I said, we are on the Norwegian Jade, and I'm going to show you all around the ship in one video, which is sort of different. Usually I try to split it up, but I think this ship is compact enough that we can do it all in one video. And I'm going to start here. On deck 7, in the middle of the ship, this is guest services, restaurant reservations, sort of like the front desk. Over here we have the shore excursions, and here there is a cooking demonstration going on in the great big atrium. From here, I'm going to turn around towards the back of the ship and go through here. And we arrive in the photo studio, where you can buy those usually pretty good looking, but somewhat expensive portraits that the ship photographers make of you. I'm just going to keep moving through here because they'll get upset if they think I'm taking pictures of the pictures. Then we come here to Trade Winds Tax and Duty Free. This is something I find a little bit interesting about this location, and that is, it is one gigantic space. Usually the duty free and the tax and the shopping on ships is separated into several different shops, all on the same deck, and here it's all in one great big space. But let's turn around and go all the way back past the atrium in the other direction. Hey. Here we are now, closer towards the front of the ship, and there's another sort of smaller atrium area here, and it's surrounded by Jasmine, which is the Asian Flair restaurant that's included in the price of your cruise, sushi bar, which is not, and in this space here is teppanyaki, the adventure cooking experience. How would you describe teppanyaki to somebody who's never been there before? It's like a cooking show right in front of your face. I really like the design here. I've mentioned this before, that the ship was recently renovated, and I think that they did a really good job. It does not look like an old ship. It seems quite modern, but it has some really interesting like theming elements and design elements that I appreciate. And there are some interesting things to talk about down there, but I will tell you about them when we get there. First of all, we're going to continue on towards the front of the ship in this direction. Of course, very empty and very quiet now compared to what it's like in here at night. This is the Bliss Club. Oh, and there appears to be an art class happening here. That's something I've never done on a ship before. Maybe I should make a video about things I've never done on a ship before. Anyways, Bliss is where, where people come at night to get crazy. They have parties in here, and it's quite a big display of lights and sound and things like that, and it feels fancy. And from here towards the front of the ship, the only thing worth talking about is the theater, which is closed now. I can't show it to you, but we're gonna walk this way and go down a deck. I am now down on deck 6, way at the front of the ship. Behind me is another entrance to the theater, and in front of me, so facing the back of the ship, is one of the entrances to the Jade Casino. As always, you cannot film in a casino, but I can show you a little bit about what it looks like, and I'm gonna just keep on going through, and then we'll be at the other side soon. This is the old school style main dining room. When you come here, it's like eating in a restaurant. The price is included in the price of your cruise. You don't have to pay extra to eat here. And as you can see, it's very fancy. All right, so down here is the main atrium where that cooking demonstration was when I started this video. And if you take the stairs up to deck 8, this whole area here, which is a very large area compared to the other Norwegian ships I've been on, this is all Ocean's Irish Pub. So Ocean's is a dining and drinking venue, and the food supplied here is included in the price of your cruise as well. You do not have to pay extra if you want to come eat here, and this is what the menu looks like. One thing that's missing from this Ocean's in comparison to the Ocean's on all the other Norwegian ships I've been on is there are no games, there's no dartboards, there's no pool tables, there's no bowling alleys. But I like that it's so big because, you know, if the other dining venues are crowded, then you can just come on down here and get something to eat. I've just come up to deck 12. I've come out of these elevators at the back of the ship, and on this side we have Splash Academy and Entourage, the different kids clubs, and over on this side we have the Garden Cafe. Let's go look inside. The Garden Cafe here on the Jade is quite spacious. You know, I have to say, people were asking me, you know, doesn't the Jade, isn't going to seem like a really small ship after you've been on like the Escape and the Harmony? And the way it's set up, it just doesn't seem small. It doesn't seem cramped and crowded. And I like how spread out it is. And there's also something that I really like about this, and that is this fantastic tented over outdoor seating area with its own little buffet here. One of my main gripes about cruising is that on a lot of ships, I don't know why, they were designed to keep you like inside the ship. And I appreciate being able to go outside and yeah, and see the ocean and breathe fresh air, especially while I'm eating if it's warm. Also, sort of in the middle of the Garden Cafe, but on the opposite side, is La Cucina, or La Cucina. That is the specialty Italian restaurant. Let's go see if we can just get an idea of the atmosphere in here. Oh yeah. It looks like they kind of have it set up for overflow seating for lunch in the buffet. But this is where you can come and get some fancy Italian food at night, if you so choose. I've backtracked now. I'm standing at the entrance to the Garden Cafe again, and now we're going to go out to the pool. So I was just standing up there at the front of the ship, way up there, and here's the pool, and right back here towards the back of the ship is the entrance to Sugarcane. Because of its location up here and enclosed, the Sugarcane Mojito Bar here is so chill. It's so quiet, and on the Escape and on the Getaway, it was like a huge party place, and I just think it's interesting how quiet it is here. Oh look, they must have some things set up here for martini tasting. Ooh. I'm gonna put a link in the description below of when I did a martini tasting on the Epic. So this is Mojito, or no, Sugarcane, the Mojito Bar. Just behind this, in this little inside area, which also houses the Haven, the super fancy area, is Cagney's Steakhouse. And this is the restaurant for the Haven Suites only. If there's one thing I think the Jade is kind of lacking compared to the much bigger ships, that is fun activities for the young and young at heart, like mini golf, water slides, go-karts, things like that. There is nothing like that on the Jade, so you might want to consider that if you are a family and looking at a cruise that is on the Jade. And I have taken refuge from the wind in sugarcane now to sort of finish up this video. My glasses are fogging up. What's going on with that? I'll just take them off. This has been the Norwegian Jade. What can I say about the ship altogether? I like it. I like it. You know, I've been on the mega ships. I've been on the Harmony of the Seas. I've been on the Norwegian Epic. I've been on some smaller ships like the Aida Luna and the Royal Caribbean Legend of the Sea, and I think that the layout of the ship is fine. The nice thing about being on a smaller ship is, well, you know, let me put it this way: people always people write to me to ask me, you know, oh, I'm going on a smaller ship, isn't gonna feel crowded, and I have to say it doesn't feel crowded, and I think it's just because, you know, a smaller ship means there's less people. Of course, it also means there's less to do, but I also have to tell you that the pool area here, like I mentioned before, it seems bigger and more spacious than on the Getaway and the Escape. So that is a plus, even though there's no water slides. But you know what? I wouldn't have been doing any water slides on this trip anyways. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad I could show you around. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can give me a little bit of support if you want to and get some extra special videos and content over at patreon.com/veryunofficial. Special thanks to all the people over here who are my VIPs over at Patreon. You guys are great. And tomorrow morning, we're going to be in Hamburg already, and we're going to get off the ship. We just got on yesterday. And that's that. See you soon.